Hello and welcome back to Go Fort Smith, brought to you by J. Pauley Toyota. Have you or someone you know ever donated blood before? Whether you have or haven't, I encourage you to join us today in finding out more about our very own Arkansas Blood Institute. We're here today at Arkansas Blood Institute with Danny. Danny, thanks so much for having us today.
You bet. I appreciate you guys coming out and doing this and letting us share a little bit about what we do here.
Oh, we'd love coming out and finding out more about the local businesses that keep Fort Smith running. So I'd like to start out with who you all are and what you do.
You bet. We are Arkansas Blood Institute. We've been here as a blood center since 2010 under the name Arkansas Blood Institute. Before that, it's been multiple names, but this blood center, in one way, shape, form, or fashion, has been servicing this area for over 70 years. So it's been, blood donations have been needed for a very long time, and we cover 5 counties in Oklahoma. We cover 9 counties in Arkansas. Out of this blood center, but our footprint reaches larger than that. We have to service here, just in Arkansas, over 40 hospitals that we service their blood needs. But we cover, our footprint reaches from the Texas Panhandle, which is Coffee Memorial Blood Center, all the way through Oklahoma, which is Oklahoma Blood Institute, and then all the way through Arkansas, which is Arkansas Blood Institute, and then we have a little bit of piece of North Texas, which we call Texas Blood Institute. So out of those, it's hundreds and hundreds of hospitals that we actually service. But out of this particular blood center, we need about 80 to 100 units a day to service those hospitals, and that breaks down anywhere from 2 to 5 blood draws we have per day, which ranges probably on a monthly average. We see anywhere from 60 to 75 blood drives per month that we have to have in order to meet those needs.
Well, you talking about the drives themselves, that leads me into my next question. Who can donate and how long does that process typically take?
The process, I'll go with the process first. Basically, you come in and you sign up and you read some information. We ask you to give about 15 minutes for that. And then you go into a little booth and do what we call a screening session, which is checking some vitals, where we check your temperature, your blood pressure, your pulse, your iron level. And then from there we go into a series of questions, about 60 questions that we ask that range anywhere from how do you feel well today, to some lifestyle questions, to medical history, and travel questions that come through there to see whether you're eligible to donate or not. And that takes about 15 minutes as well. And then you come out, and actually the shortest process is actually giving the blood. You come out, you sit in one of our beds, and that takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes, depending on what procedure you do. There's some procedures that last all the way up to 2 hours, from an hour and a half to 2 hours, which is our platelet donations. And then as far as after you finish donating, we ask you to rehydrate. We have drinks for you, juice, cookies, sodas. We have something to eat for you. We ask you to stick around for about 15 minutes just to make sure that you feel well enough to get back and go about your day. So the whole process, we ask you give about an hour. Sometimes it's shorter, sometimes it's longer. And then as far as what we do is we have a blood center that people are able to come to. We also go out on mobile units, and we do blood drives out at different locations, ranges from community blood drives to military facilities, government facilities, schools. Believe it or not, we need our blood supply, probably about 34% of our blood supply comes from schools, whether that's colleges, high schools, and even elementary programs. We go in there and we talk to kids and let them know what the blood does in your system, and then we ask for them to go home and ask their parents to come in and donate blood. So we go to churches, anywhere we can go and get a group of people that, we ask them to invite us and let us come into the community and donate blood.
Well, going back to the timetable of it, blood, like anything else, has a shelf life. What is the shelf life for blood and the other types of donations that you take?
You bet. A red blood cell, which is called our whole blood donation, that's a 42-day shelf life. So you have to get that transfused within 42 days. Rarely does it reach 42 days. It usually gets transfused within the first 10 to 14 days of its shelf life. And then you go to plasma. You can freeze plasma, that can last up to 5 years. That can stay in a freezer for 5 years before it's transfused. And then you go into platelet donations. Now that's the tricky one. That one only lasts 5 days. It's only good for 5 days, and the reason why is because your platelets have your clotting factors in it, and they have to stay moving. So they stay on a shaker, and after 5 days, they can't be transfused anymore. But the platelet donation is the one that takes the longest as well, so that's the biggest commitment. and you're looking at people that are undergoing chemotherapy, cancer treatments and stuff like that that need the platelet donations whenever their platelet count goes down really low. They have to have platelet donations. So that's the biggest ask.
Well, I know the biggest incentive obviously is saving lives, and that's, 1 in 4 family members. That hits home for anyone that has or hasn't donated blood. But what are some of your donor programs or incentives that you guys do give to donate?
You bet. You'll see there's better, I guess there's more stuff that we give away during certain periods of time during the year. There's certain times in the year that it's harder for us to get enough donations. Usually that involves around holidays. Very hard to get blood donations around holidays because you're doing your Christmas parties or any kind of party that you're doing for your kids, and as well as just life gets in the way, And so we do try to see what matters to people and what they enjoy. We partner with amusement parks around the area. We partner with water parks. We partner with science museums. Anything that we feel that a donor will like to, in order to go out there and do and bring them into to give blood, we'll do that. But the biggest thing is we try to give everybody something before they, as a thank you. And usually that's a T-shirt. We give every donor a T-shirt. And there's other ways to help too. Even our donors say, you know what, I don't need a T-shirt this time. I have a lot of your T-shirts. We have a program called Global Blood Fund, which gives T-shirts. You basically donate the T-shirt back to us, and the cost of that T-shirt at the end of the year, we give that to third world countries. We give that to this Global Blood Fund that's able to supply third world countries with blood programs that they don't have and aren't able to buy blood mobiles, to buy equipment, to do blood transfusion. Because blood transfusions is a global thing. It's not just in the United States, but we try to do, wherever we can to give back and help as well.
Well, and I agree, you need community involvement for this sort of thing, and I love how involved you all are, and I appreciate you letting us come in and sharing these, interesting facts and details about you all and, the process itself, and just thanks for having us.
You bet, I appreciate it. Thank you.